This is my current setup right now. What you see are plants from the National Geographic line brand. And the substrate you see, this is just cleaned up right now. It's a mixture of spag moss with rep bark and cypress mulch. It keeps a nice steady moisture in there. The moisture in the tank right now is about 67 to 68%. The left side is at about 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and the right side is 79 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason for the discrepancies is because I took the lid off. I had the lid off while I was cleaning it, so it's still stabilizing. Usually the light supplements during the day, so it brings it up to 90 degrees on the left side, and that's a 12-hour on-off cycle. During the evenings, the light goes off and it brings it down to 80 on both sides. And I'm going to move the camera now so you can actually get a better look at some of the stuff. There's a water bowl right there in the center that gets changed out pretty much every day. There's a water bowl. It's a little bitty one. It actually looks bigger than it really is. This is only a 20-gallon tank, but that's a little bitty water bowl. And right here, what you see right there, that's a small opening. It looks like a small opening because it has sphagnum moss in the way. I try to make everything as covered as possible with leaves and sphagnum moss, but there's a lot of crawl space under here. Harry has two different openings to that hideout, which is buried underneath all that stuff. Right there where you see that acuite, that's a cave area right under there where he's hiding. That's where he's at right now. He's got two entryways to that area he's got two crawl spaces into the main entry, but it's one way in, one way out. And then the other hideout that he has is over there, and that also has only one way in, one way out, and that's pretty much also buried under leaves and sphagnum moss and stuff, as you can see, with a little bit uncovered. But all of this is about to come down. It's going to be switched out in 3 days. We are going to switch out. I've ordered a biosubstrate. I was going to actually wait and do it myself from scratch, but I'm going to move it up a bit because I think I want him in a biosubstrate before I actually get everything down pat. I'm going to move him into a biosubstrate that has isopods and silvertails, as well as natural growing plants, real plants. And the substrate is going to be a mixture of sphagnum moss as well as some substrate that's made out of actual dirt, not just particulate substrate like what I have now. This substrate that I'm using right now does not support plant growth. It is not a natural substrate found out there just naturally. So it doesn't support plant growth or tunneling by isopods and silvertails and other life forms that actually help break down wastes. So the dirt that I'm having sent to me does do that. And so it's going to be basically a live vivarium. It's going to be a kind of an ecosystem that will help break down waste products and feces and most liquid waste product, as well as shedding, the skin that's shed. The only things that I'll have to remove are the actual urate crystals that come out in the urine. But I'm not doing it so much for my own comfort as it is for the comfort of Harry, because this will mean less disruption to his habitat. The way I'm doing it now, his habitat gets disrupted every time I have to clean it on a daily basis, as well as every month or every 3 months as necessary. Depends on what I'm meaning to do to the habitat at whatever time. Once he gets an actual live vivarium, it will not require as much moving around and doing stuff. He will get the feel of real plants, real dirt, moisture, and he will get to interact with the bugs and the vibrations of real life going on around him. as well as real moisture stuff going on. And I just think that that's something that he should experience. 30 years is a long time to live as a prisoner without experiencing what he would experience in the wild. So anyway, we are going to be recording when the stuff starts getting set up, so hopefully it won't be too much of a cluster. Anyway, that's about it.